What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is episode number 75, and this is your Monday Night Raw review for your October 25th, 2021. Before I let these fine people talk, I want to let everyone know that we are killing it here on the podcast. We hit 260 subscribers. We're continuing the grind. We're continuing the road to 300. So keep that up. This was a new era on Monday Night Raw tonight. And honestly, if you want me to be completely honest, I didn't see it in that way. We had some rematches thrown in there, an incredible Fatal 4-Way ladder match. But even though we had an incredible Fatal 4-Way ladder match, those participants that were in that match, to me, did not really seem like they kind of earned their spot to be in here. We had a random triple threat tag team match with a tag team that I completely forgot was even employed with the company. And honestly, we saw a heel turn that just, to me, didn't make any sense whatsoever. But regardless, we're going to be breaking down everything that happened on Monday Night Raw tonight right here on the podcast. Follow all of us on social media. Links are down in the description. Go check out Loft and Bash's remix of MFN Right. That link is also down in the description. Bash, Loft are with me here. You guys killed it on that remix. Go. So while you're also down there, hit that thumbs up. If we can get 5 likes on today's video, that would be greatly appreciated. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. And if you guys have missed any of the content here on the channel, go right there to the homepage and click on any video that you guys have missed. You guys can watch OTB wherever you are. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. And without further ado, I want to ask you, how did you feel about tonight's episode on Monday Night Raw? It's a new era. It's a new era.
Don't mind me, Chad. I'm just going to shake this drink up, bro. I've got to read instructions about it. But what an incredible Raw. I thought it was great all the way through. Really delivered. I feel like it was captured well. The energy was up. The performers delivered always as well. And really the writing stood out just really for once for a Raw. It felt for once at the end that I wanted more of, and that hasn't happened for Raw in quite some time.
Okay. What's your thoughts on it, Loft? My man, you here?
This was a much better show than I expected. It didn't make me feel like it was an 8-hour show. That's always good, you know. I didn't feel like I was tired at all. It was just a really complete show. I feel like there's a lot of things they messed up on, like usual. But overall, I can't really be mad at too much of this match. I mean, at this show. Liv Morgan losing pissed me off, you know. But amazing opening segment, amazing main event. So I can't really be too mad at this one. Hopefully this is the sign of like a little improvement going on. But I'm not too mad at this show tonight.
We had 2 matches advertised for this show. A Raw Tag Team Championship match between RKBro, AJ Styles, and Omos. That actually just never happened. And we also had a mixed tag team match scheduled for tonight's Monday Night Raw, as Big E and Bianca Belair were supposed to be taking on Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. That never happened as well. Honestly, I'm very glad that this...
I'm glad neither of those transpired.
Yeah, I'm glad that none of them happened. Especially the Big E, Bianca, Seth, and Becky match, because that, to me, would have probably just been a disaster. But we kick things off on Monday Night Raw with Big E, as always, the WWE champions here. And he was pretty much just doing the whole shtick of like, welcome to Monday Night Raw. It's a season premiere, and he's pretty much just looking for challengers here. He congratulated Xavier Woods, his brother of the New Day, for winning King of the Ring. He gave props to Drew McIntyre on his Crown Jewel match with him, and Big E is just now asking, with the new talent that we got here on Monday Night Raw, who is willing to step up and be his next challenger. Big E was interrupted by none other than new Raw superstar Seth Rollins, and Rollins makes his way down to the ring. Rollins gets on the mic and immediately starts laughing at Big E, and Big E mockingly calls out Rollins losing to Edge in that incredible Hell in a Cell match on Thursday at WWE Crown Jewel. And with all that being said, Rollins said that he has earned his stripes on SmackDown, but with the Universal Champion, was too afraid to give Rollins an opportunity, so he wants Big E instead. Once all of that was happening, they had a little bit of a stare down. Rollins officially challenged Big E to a championship match, but Rey Mysterio, out of completely nowhere, comes out and he says, hey, I'm a former WWE champion, I'm a former world champion, United States, Intercontinental, Tag Team. He's done it all here in WWE, but he wants the WWE Championship one more time. One more time. And then when he was trying to stake his claim, Kevin Owens comes out and he's like, hey, no, it was Finn Balor first. Finn Balor said, hey, I got a lot of respect for you, Ray, but with all due respect, I'm the first ever Universal Champion. I'm a former 2-time NXT champion. It should be my turn now. And then Kevin Owens came out and he was like, well yeah, we're listing accolades here. I'm a former Universal Champion, United States, and everything in between. But that one championship that has eluded me my entire career is that WWE Championship, and I want it. And we had those four challengers ready for Big E. And honestly, that to me, right there, Bash and Waff, that is a pretty damn good main event scene right there. Very good main event scene.
Yeah, I'd agree. They Raw has got some names they can work with now.
It sucks that SmackDown don't have any of the names, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Well, what's your thoughts on this main event scene so far? I honestly think it's great. They just have to build it.
Hey, man. Anything that has more Rey Mysterio on my screen at this point in his career,
who's that?
I'm down with it.
This guy.
I freaking love that Ray was still like. I had a feeling he was going to win, obviously, but he did his thing tonight.
Did his thing.
Getting this last championship. In the championship conversation, I liked it a lot. So everyone else really deserves to be in there. I kind of wish we waited until WrestleMania season to have Seth versus Eve. I feel like that's like a really big time match. Seems like an NXT rematch type shit. But,
I've been asking Seth versus Big E since WrestleMania.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess they'll figure that. They'll probably give that to us on a regular episode of Raw. Thing, but the next pay-per-view is Survivor Series, I believe.
Wait, so
yeah.
Who are we getting at Survivor Series?
It's champion versus champion like it used to be.
Is that going to be Big E though, or is that going to be Seth?
We gotta wait and see.
Who y'all
think?
We
gotta wait and see. The championship match is most likely going to happen on the Raw because there is no other pay-per-view up until Survivor Series.
Drop on a Raw that would be so WWE, and that would be so.
I'm telling you, a championship that might drop, and that'll be happening next week.
I see.
No, not at all. We got the Raw Women's Championship match next week, and I'm not going to be surprised if Bianca Belair takes that title. But we'll get to that because that championship match is happening next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But guys, Sonya Deville came out And she pretty much made a fatal 4-way, but not just a normal fatal 4-way. They made this thing a freaking ladder match, which, bro, like, ladder matches are very few and far between on Monday Night Raw, and I absolutely loved it. But
you can just tell we're getting further away from the damn gimmicks, and I love it.
yeah. So they made it.
That ain't PG.
They made it a fatal 4-way ladder match, and it's for an opportunity at the WWE Championship. They just said down the line, so they didn't say it was at the next pay-per-view. They didn't say it was on a Monday Night Raw. They just said down the line. So we'll
My
see.
concept of time was very off for some reason, and when Seth won, I was like, oh yeah, that's happening. And I was like, we're still getting that tonight. And then like, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what time is it? I was like, oh my god. I was like, that ain't happening tonight. Because I could have swore one of the commentators said like, one of the these guys have to be reserved because they have to go up against Big E next. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm like, they have to win this match and then still fight Big E. And then I look at the clock and it was like 10:30, and I was like, well, maybe. And like, I was like, no way. I was like, that ain't happening tonight.
Yeah, it was the wording of some of these things when it came to the commentary side of things. It wasn't really too well said, but I think this was a great way to kick off the show, honestly. You have these 4 guys. That is a great main event scene. You have Big E, who needs challengers. I've been asking for Big E versus Seth Rollins for months now, all the way back at WrestleMania, and now we were finally getting it. But honestly, I'm not going to be shocked if we see all of these guys go up against Big E at some point. So we'll see what happens, but I think this is a great way to kick off the show. And I will actually say that. Like, it was a great way to do it. After a commercial break, we had a triple threat tag team match, and the winner will get an opportunity at the Raw Tag Team titles later on in the night. It was the Street Profits, the Dirty Dawgs, and Alpha Academy. To be completely honest, considering how long it's been since we've seen Alpha Academy on WWE TV, I completely forgot that they were employed.
Oh, I knew.
I completely forgot they were employed with the company. I thought one
We
of
saw
them was
them
gone.
in the hallway facing up against the Usos last, I think. I don't know when that was.
I must have missed that because
That was like right before a main event. I think it was Roman versus Montez.
Oh,
They did that.
well, yeah. The thing is, when it came to this triple threat, guys, to me, it just felt like they just picked 3 random teams out of a hat. None of these teams really deserved an opportunity at the Raw Tag Team titles. I mean, we had
Just trying to.
Ziggler
was just utilizing the bases, what it was.
Ziggler and Rude haven't done anything on Raw or any show for that matter to really warrant a championship opportunity. Alpha Academy, I felt like they should have been tag team champions a long time ago, but no, they have not pulled the trigger since. And the Street Profits are the Street Profits, so they're always going to be there. But I don't know. This triple threat seemed weird to me, especially that they would get the championship match later on in the night.
Yeah.
But what were you guys' thoughts on just the initial reactions of having these 3 tag teams going at it for a shot at the tag titles?
It wasn't bad. It was a good finish. And it's probably a lot better than what we would have got with Omos and AJ. I mean, AJ's a talent, but I mean, Omos did get involved too and was decent, but it still would have probably been better than that match in whole. But yeah, it just it felt off having the title match later tonight. I mean, I know WWE does that and it's not unusual, but still, it always feels like the outcome. And I mean, the Dirty Dawgs put up a hell of a fight later in the night, which we'll get to that. But still, it's like.
Well, what's your thoughts on this triple threat tag?
WWE booking.
I mean, I wasn't really a fan of them getting a championship shot as the night went on. I don't think that was really good storytelling because that pretty much tells you that RKBro is going to retain.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was very surprised at the result but I figured they were gonna have RK-Bro freaking retain again. So
If you saw my tweet earlier on in the night when I was actually making that match, when I was going over that match, I looked up the Ghostbusters theme song.
Oh God!
And I did a little bit of a remix of it, saying who you gonna call when you need a loss on Monday Night Raw, Ziggler and Bobby Roode. They've literally been the kings of losing on Raw, on SmackDown. Pretty much whenever you need a loss on Raw or SmackDown, you're calling those guys. But they won.
Yeah.
They won. And I was like, all right, what the heck is going on here? You have not American Alpha, Jesus Christ. I probably said that earlier. You have Alpha Academy, and you have the Street Profits, but yet you have Ziggler and Roode win this thing.
Yeah.
That to me right there.
I thought that was the right choice because the way that they've had Ziggler and Roode and the mix of the promos with Drew, Big D, and Big E, as I'll say. So I think Big Bob and Z was maybe the right choice, but to where you could have, it's to where it's all subjective, where you could say they can go with the Alpha Academy, maybe give them their push at this time, but they would have lost RK-Bro as well, and the Street Profits are always the Street Profits, as you said, and they could always win this. But
as soon as I saw Ziggler and Roode winning, I'm like, all right, they're losing tonight. Like, no matter who was winning this thing, they were going to lose.
But I just feel the Dirty Dogs maybe, I don't know, what more can you do? I mean, they're a great tag team, and you need tag teams in the division, but if, I don't know. I feel like to a point, a team reaches its peak, and you can start to tell a story with them. And even tell a story with Dolph Ziggler himself, with Big E. So it's like, waiting, I'm waiting.
Yeah, but I mean, that would make sense if Big E and Drew McIntyre were tag team champions. They're not. So why the heck was Ziggler and Roode even in this tag team championship opportunity when it does not even involve Big E or Drew?
Well, no, just because they've been looking a little bit more credible than the other teams recently. So that's probably more so why they got the win. They've been in the mix with some more main eventers. So, I mean, Montez has been looking like a star on SmackDown, but
yeah,
it looks like they've somewhat halted his push a little bit.
The final spot of the match was Ziggler and Roode hitting a spinebuster zigzag combo for the 1-2-3. So I felt like, it was kind of poorly executed, but I see what they were trying to go for, and they got the win off of it. So I guess that's their real tag team finisher now. But honestly, I was just shocked. They get the tag team championship match later on in the night. But after that match, we had Queen Zelina Vega as she makes her way down to the ring in her queen attire. She grabs a mic and says that she will not stand for this treatment any longer. Vega calls out the ring announcer and says she is royalty and she demands to be introduced again. Zelina is introduced again as one of and the only queen of WWE, to which Zelina puts on her crown and sits on the throne. Zelina says that she has been underappreciated and it's been far too long. She was the only woman fit to be queen in WWE. Zelina says Doudrop is an example of anyone who stands in her way, and that the crown is proof that she is the best of the best. Zelina is interrupted by Doudrop, and the match starts as soon as they pretty much just get their shit together. Didn't we see this on Thursday?
Yeah, that was finals.
Didn't we see this on Thursday? Okay. So
this was a little bit of just, kind of giving Zelina more of a heel rub in your face.
Okay. So this match happened Thursday. How long ago was that?
You know, I thought it was Sunday. I thought it was yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like yesterday.
That's about like 4 days from now, right? It was about like 4 days ago, give or take.
Felt like yesterday.
Yeah. Well, this happened 4 days ago. We're having rematches already, and this is a new era.
Man, I thought Piper was about to win this match and take the crown from her, and we were got to have a whole.
Was this for the crown?
Yeah,
did they say that?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Telling me it was. I didn't know.
I thought Piper was just gonna win to get like a one up again on, you know, like to get one back on her. But then like I was like, wait a minute, they're actually making Queen Zelina look like a queen. Let's go. And that's what I like to see, because even in her promo she mentioned she's underappreciated, and that's fucking facts. You talk your shit, Queen.
It's just the fact that we seen this 4 days ago. Like, they treat us like we're fucking idiots and don't remember that it was 4 days ago, and now all of a sudden we're just getting a rematch again. Like, I understand what they were trying to do. I understand that they needed to have Zelina get a win again as the actual queen here of WWE, but I don't know, man. You have this big promotion that is a new era of Monday Night Raw, and you start off with a rematch after this after the triple threat. It does not give a new look for a new era on this brand.
Well, technically, Zelina's the new draftee, and they did draft Doudrop, technically, even though the Doudrop was Raw to begin with.
Yeah.
But still.
But Liv Morgan come out and mess it up. Like,
I was about to say, Liv Morgan's probably gonna be next. Zelina gonna run through her. Yeah, she looked like a snack though tonight. That's 100% facts.
Yeah, you are not lying. Oh,
you're not lying at all. She won. She won by hitting Piper with the Queen Scepter, and she just covers for the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so she just right to the head, 1, 2, 3.
Started
and that was it.
A little bit. She's giving a little shades of King Booker.
But yeah, I mean, of course she was going to cheat to win. That's what they do. That's how they're going to book this thing. It's only a matter of time though before Doudrop pins the Queen, and we'll see what happens there. It's not like we're even going to have a Queen of SmackDown and a Queen of Raw face off at Survivor Series. She's just the Queen, and she's probably not even going to be booked at Survivor Series. So who knows? It's just there. She's just the Queen. So unless the Queen Charlotte wants to say, "Hey, I'm the real Queen of WWE. What the fuck are you doing, parading around with a big crown?" Which would be terrible. I'd probably put that out to the universe. Vince, please do not. God damn it. I put that out there in the universe, y'all. God damn it. So she won. Big whoop. Up next after a commercial break.
Put some respect.
We had Becky again. Sloth, we had Becky again.
I'm the only one that likes her. Even though I know she should have lost, I'm the only one that really likes her as champion. Like, what it like?
Becky says that she's a new face of Monday Night Raw. No, she's not. Becky calls a Raw Women's Championship to tell her that she never lost, which is true. But Lynch says that she will pick up right where she left off, and she references Bianca Belair and how she will be nowhere near the Raw Women's Championship picture. Lynch rattles off the list of potential new challengers and says that she will beat them all just like she beat Bianca and Sasha at Crown Jewel. She is interrupted by Bianca Belair, who comes out and tells Lynch that she was not the one Lynch pinned at Crown Jewel. And Belair says that Lynch cheated to win the match, and that she hasn't faced the adversity that she has constantly found, and she has constantly found her way to avoid facing Bianca one-on-one. Belair says that she has earned a rematch against Lynch. Completely forgot how, but okay. And Belair says that she is the one who is the new face of Monday Night Raw. Again, I reiterate, no, she's not. So Lynch says that she has become a hero to the fans, whereas Belair has had a straight shot to the championship by winning the Royal Rumble, going to WrestleMania, beating Sasha Banks at WrestleMania, and she's beat the best in the company until Lynch came back. And it has been nothing but disappointment for Belair ever since then. Which honestly, that part I agree with, because ever since that happened, she has been booked in absolutely terrible garbage fashion. So Belair says that Lynch was hurt that the fans are still rooting for her and for Belair over Becky Lynch. And Belair says that Lynch has the title, but she still seeks validation. Belair says that Lynch is nothing without the championship, and she knows it. And she says that that she wants her match for the championship tonight. Lynch tells Belair that she needs to get it to the back of the line, and they just brawl for a random reason, even throwing Lynch onto the announce table. Lynch tries to hit Belair with a kendo stick, and Belair catches it and takes a couple of hits on Lynch repeatedly. And she goes for the KOD, but Lynch escapes, slams Bianca to the mat with a kendo stick, and Lynch manages to escape from the ring. And now is it. She said, "You'll have your match, but not tonight." So there you go. We'll get the match eventually. It was actually booked for next week, but this was an okay segment. I like what Bianca said here. It's just, I don't know, that there's just some things I'm not clicking with Becky right now, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I said it way too much here on this podcast.
I don't know. I've hated on enough of these NXT upcomers too much to where I just kind of have gone full-fledged in on them. So I try not to. I try to just appreciate the work we get. And I do know that Bianca should win in time and should have already probably won, but I appreciate what Becky's doing.
What you got for us, Love?
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you what I've been saying this whole time about Becky. The heel stuff is not working. I want to see her so bad, and it's like the promos are just not there. I don't know what you do. Bianca cut a promo today that reminded me of what I seen of her in NXT, and I didn't even see a lot from her in NXT, but from what I did see, it was like the hunger was back there. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, she's probably going to lose next week, unfortunately. I do think she should be champion of the show.
I'm not going to be surprised if she actually wins next week.
I would freaking love that, but it's like if Bianca loses again, this feud has to go somewhere else because, even though I think Bianca kind of has the advantage here, I just don't see much in Becky right now unless she's a face because just like deconstructing her promo, she didn't say anything that was going to get me ready for next week. All she said was, "I'm number one. I won. I'm number one. I'm the man." You know, it's just like it's the same redundant stuff. It's like I don't know who's telling her to go out there and say this stuff, but it's not working. So the one thing I always put as like even especially a heel that's a woman, their promos are so strong because you have to be able to build interest in women's wrestling because it's not there, and it wasn't there. It was worse, of course, when we were younger, but it's obviously gotten better as we gotten older. But still, it's still not a draw like it should be. So when you have people like Becky out there who we know can go, who we know can cut a promo, who we know is a freaking draw, and then you have her out there being this bad guy when the crowd is screaming her name, and you have her cut these redundant ass promos, it's making her less of a superstar because it's taken away from what she really can do. She's gonna be over forever. You can't force this heel stuff down. She's one of those superstars that's gonna be over forever. 10 years from now, she comes back in a freaking retirement match. She's gonna be free. She's gonna be over still. You cannot keep her at this bad guy stuff. She can be as good as a wrestler as she wants. You cannot keep putting her in this heel positions because the only thing it's going to do is make her uncomfortable, make her fans uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable watching the shit because I want to be a fan of her, but she's cutting these terrible ass promos, and it's just like, I don't want to do this. Bianca out there actually looking like she wants to do something. That's why I want Bianca to win so bad, because Bianca is showing some hunger that I haven't seen in almost all like this year out of some of the superstars, men and women. Bianca is showing hunger, and that's why I want her to win next week. I don't know if she will. She probably won't because I feel like they're trying to push Becky longer. I'm not sure why. I think Bianca is she's the bigger star to push here. Seeing that I feel like Becky had her time, Bianca really hasn't had her time yet, seeing that it got ruined when Becky came back because of a stupid decision and creative. So it's just like all this stuff coming down to Becky is the best when she's a face and fighting the championship. Like I told you about Seth Rollins. Her and Seth Rollins, as funny as that is, they are both better when they are going for the championship. When they get the championship, it just seems like mundane. It seems like, okay, you got it, now what? You know?
Right. Yeah.
But it just ruins their whole championship persona because they lose the hunger that Bianca has when she's a champion. Has it now. She has it forever. So that's why I think that's just me on that. You know what I'm saying?
The point is, like, when it comes to all of this, there's no emotional investment when it comes to me and the storyline.
Yeah.
There's no emotional investment. I can't get behind.
I think it's just her deliverance style, but I mean,
I can't get behind Bianca trying to get back at Becky Lynch for what has happened. I understand what they're trying to do. Believe me, I'm not oblivious to it. It's just the way that these promos have been done. Usually, promos are supposed to help you get invested. Usually, they're supposed to have you lean one way or another, trying to figure out, all right, who do I want to win this match? Obviously, when it comes down to it, people are not booing Becky, and that's just complete facts. And if you hear the boos, I don't know where, because I cannot point fingers to where. And if I do hear the boos, they're most likely put in by audio. Nobody's booing this lady. Nobody is. And Bianca, she's always going to get cheered because it's Bianca freaking Belair, and we love her. Has she been the same since her NXT days? No, of course not. But that's most NXT talent. It's a very strange situation. We're getting the match next week. It was later on announced that tonight we were going to get the championship match next week. And considering the week that we have had with Charlotte and Becky Lynch, I am not going to be shocked whatsoever if we see Charlotte Flair take on Bianca Belair as Survivor Series not for both the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles, even though it should be that way in a Fatal 4-Way. It'll most likely just be champion versus champion. I don't fully expect that Bianca Belair is going to win this championship, but I'm not going to be shocked one bit if it happens.
I don't know what to do. It's all over the place.
It's just a fucked up situation, my man. It's just Up next, guys, championship contender match. Damien Priest, the United States champion, takes on T-Bar. They changed not Dominic Dijakovic. That is him under the T-Bar ship, but they changed Damien Priest's music to something completely generic. It's trash. They changed his Titantron movie, which that I like. That Titantron movie looks sick. I like it. But don't fix anything that's not broken. Why did you change his shit to something completely generic? There was no need for that.
I guess we probably had to toss it all up.
Well, they changed his music, bro.
Everything was great.
Huh?
Everything but the music was great.
I like the Titantron movie, don't get me wrong. Like that actually looks sick with the whole dark and light and all that kind of stuff, but he doesn't do the arrow thing anymore to reveal his name on the Titantron, and they completely changed his music off to something completely generic. You don't fix anything that's not broken. I was saying that ad nauseum tonight. Don't fix anything that's not broken.
I like it. I mean, I think I know what this gimmick's about to be. Like every time someone like hurts him real bad, he like starts going crazy. You know, we've seen this around in professional wrestling over the years. So I mean, the movie looks cool. The music, I'm not a big fan of. The movie itself, I think I was more interested in. The music seemed like it was just like generic Superstar 4 on SmackDown versus Raw or something like that, you know.
The presentation, I feel, is more so fine too, because if he's going to heel, you know, you don't want to have him the same entrance, you know, doing the arrow bit when the fans love it. Yeah, so I don't mind it. Just the music, definitely.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but the freaking music changes were nuts. Everyone just changing their music.
I know, yeah. They went in tonight with the changes.
Well, the thing is, ever since WWE and CFOs, like that partnership when it came to the music, ever since that completely fell through, they had to change all the superstars' music from CFO's themes to, well, they choose to do something completely generic, but that's what they do. And it makes them all worse for it at the end of the day. I mean, we have this great match. Also, you have them. This is just something I don't understand. You have them change Damien's music. All right, the movie, the Titantron movie, that's fine. Whatever. You can change the movie. The movie doesn't. I could give two craps about the movie, but the music you change. But then you still have Dominic Dijakovic come out as T-Bar when it's not even T-Bar and Mace anymore. Mace is over there on SmackDown. You don't have T-Bar wearing that mask anymore. You literally just have him in this generic spiky ass coat. You have him in his normal Dijakovic attire, but just with the coat, and you have this little war paint on his face, and you still call him T-Bar.
Yeah, he needs like a promo that's like a coming out promo. Like I'm not T-Bar. Like this is who I am.
He needs to be Dominic Dijakovic again, and that's just where it needs to stand, because he's not T-Bar anymore.
I mean, because even the match itself, he put on a show, and this was a great match, even despite the finish being a no contest and an incredible, you know, lashing of Damien Priest. But it's just T-Bar. There's a pointless point to it because there's no Moose. He's on the other brand, and we have freaking him not even in the tag division anymore.
I'm fine with Dominic Dijakovic being in the United States Championship picture. I'm fine with that. I think he actually fits very well in that. but not as T-Bar. Not as T-Bar.
Yeah.
You have to get him back as Dominik Dijakovic.
Yeah.
Well, what's your thoughts? I mean, Dominik Dijakovic was great up until they pretty much made him become T-Bar in the whole Retribution, and that's where we get him from here. So
With the tag team split, you might as
Hey.
well.
T-Bone, let's get off my screen. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired of seeing T-Bone.
I mean, he did great in the match tonight. It just is pointless having him as T-Bar. There's 0 point to it.
Have you seen Dominik Dijakovic, Laf, or is it just T-Bar that you've seen from him?
I've seen a tiny bit before he was T-Bone.
Okay.
A tiny bit. But, I mean, I've come to realize that he was much better as that, you know. But still, it's just... If they just change his name and start putting him in actual, like, meaningful feuds, maybe it could work. You have a lot of time on Raw, so you have a lot of space to, like, build these stars like this. But, I mean...
And see, that's the thing.
Only way
Is
to do it.
that's a great point right there. Is they have a lot of time on Raw to build these stars, and then yet you see Karrion Kross come in and he's on a roll up and then get his.
Speaking of Karrion, where the fuck's he been?
Yeah. Speaking of, yeah, I know, right?
Where the fuck has he been?
They still don't know what they're doing with him. Fucking 6 weeks, 7 weeks later, 8
He's
weeks.
supposed to be the psychotic character, not Damien.
Yeah, that's actually true. It feels like they just
they said like that his character change is going to be like some psychotic but calm, cool, and collected kind of character, and then that just seems like what they gave to Damian Priest. He turned heel tonight, guys. He turned heel as soon as I'm gonna call him. I keep calling him Dominik Dijakovic, but that's the only way I know him as. They have T-Bar just chug Corey Grace's chair at Damian Priest and wins by disqualification. And then Damian Priest just goes rogue and just attacks the man. I don't know. Maybe we get T-Bar and Damien down the line for the United States Championship, but it's just change him back to Dominik Dijakovic. That's all I want. And if that happens, great. If it doesn't, that's just another missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's time for the T-Bar gimmick.
Oh, Tromo says he's still looking for his mask, and that's and he is still and he is referring to Karrion Kross. I get that, Tromo. I get that, but hey, you take away the freaking mask, you take away those stupid seatbelts that he has on him. Just let him wrestle, please. That's all I freaking want. Carmella and Liv Morgan. This lasted about 5 minutes, maybe even less. Morgan tries to launch Carmella onto the announce table, but Carmella avoids it. Back inside the ring, Carmella kicks out of an inside cradle, and Carmella gets a quick cover after a facebuster kind of maneuver for the 1-2-3. There was a spot in this match where Liv Morgan was right next to Corey Graves. She congratulated him on the engagement and got back in the ring, and that's where the whole facebuster thing happened. So less than 5 minute match. I mean, this company does not give a shit about women's professional wrestling. They don't. And if you say that they do, I'd really like to know where.
Well, I mean, for here, I mean, I don't see where you're giving this as much more time than it got. I'll be honest. Let's keep it a buck. At least we got to see a finish to this one that wasn't a roll up. We almost did, but we actually got a finish to this one. So I'll give it that. But I mean, it doesn't give justified excuses for the writing team or the booking team for women in their division and whole when they've got talent, and we see so much other talent get more TV time that doesn't make sense most weeks out of the month.
Oh, and also, I forgot, we are in a new era of Monday Night Raw. This is rematch number 2 of the night. Wow.
That's the point. Trammels, I hope I've said that right, is that they've gotten to a point where they feel like they don't have to try, and they're just kind of slap their meat right in their face around and pause, major pause. But
That's a pause, but we get what you mean. Well, this is rematch number 2 of the night of the new era of Monday Night Raw. I don't get it. Liv Morgan losing here was, listen, we all love Liv Morgan here, but it's getting harder and harder to try to figure out what the fuck they're doing with her. And honestly, at this point, I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try to figure out what they're doing with her, because at this point, she's just going to continue losing.
That's what I told Ringside Anthony, man. I'm not even pegging her to win the Royal Rumble, and I'm putting her at the bottom of the list, and hopefully by having the lowest expectations, she may come out the winner. That's WWE's logic in the long term, but hey, can't even expect that.
Oh, and that's right. Carmella got new music too.
Yes.
Tanya. Yeah, she did.
I swear everyone was getting new themes tonight.
I don't know, Loff, if you're here. It was just a bad time. The thing is, I don't think Loff is here because it was just that bad of a time, and he just does not want to talk about Liv Morgan losing because we all love her so much here.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Hi.
I'm starting to get really tired of the Liv Morgan disrespect in this company. I don't know why they're refusing.
But Carmella does deserve her respect in her own right as well. I will say that. But Liv Morgan gets disrespected as hell.
Bad. Carmella does not deserve anything that she's been getting body right now.
She ain't been giving shit.
She's been giving repeated wins. What are you talking about?
She's been giving wins in TV time, but she ain't been giving shit. Neither has Liv, though. None of the women have been giving shit besides the 4 horsewomen, really. Let's keep it up.
And Bianca.
Bro, we're not gonna act like Carmella has bad chances, though.
Bianca ain't really been giving shit either.
Well, Bianca's been at least in storylines that matter.
Yeah, she's been consistent with TV time too. But I don't know.
Unless you're here's the thing: unless you're the 4 horsewomen and Bianca Belair, you ain't getting shit.
See, the difference is
they
write Carmella really great to her role. They don't do that for Liv, which sucks. Liv looks great and she plays really good to her ability, but they don't write her well to her character and role, because really, what is her character besides Liv Morgan? You know what I mean? It could be the underdog, but they don't book her to be that.
Yeah, but the problem is why?
That's my issue. That's my freaking issue with this stuff. You have Carmella being put in these positions all the time, and you have people like Liv Morgan who are repeatedly put right at the cusp of being good, and they snatch it right from you. I don't care to see her lose on Raw every week to Carmella because she has a freaking mask on. Like, stop with that, bro.
They get her right to this spot right here. You see how so close I am to like the top of the screen, and then as soon as we think that they're actually gonna pull the trigger to get us up there, they pull it right straight down.
It's the most irritating thing ever, and they do it with Liv on regular shows. They do it with Sasha at WrestleMania. They do it with many different freaking superstars. You could have easily had so many other. You have so many other female wrestlers on this roster to where Piper didn't have to come out and interrupt Zelina. Mia Yim could have came out if she was present at the show. I don't know. Well,
Mia's on SmackDown, so well, wait.
I thought she's on Raw. I could have sworn.
No, Mia's on Raw. I was thinking about Zaya. My bad.
Oh, well, like her too. All she got was a promo.
Zaya hasn't even shown up yet, so who knows?
Yeah, so that's my issue. You have so many people on this roster, and then when Liv Morgan, I feel like she's gonna get released, but I will freaking lose my mind if she does, because she doesn't freaking deserve that, and I don't want her to go to All Elite Wrestling because she doesn't need to be in All Elite Wrestling. She needs to be here because the crowd is over for her, and that's not going to be the right crowd. It's already getting oversaturated as we speak. So
I'm seriously thinking about what Megan said, and I think it's absolutely 100% true.
What?
That she is getting punished because of everything that happened with Ruby Soho, and that is why she's here. That is why she's in these situations.
Most likely. At this point, they're just actively showing us that they do not care about her.
They just don't give a shit.
Her name. But we have to sit through bad freaking heel runs and repeated forgotten pushes. Like I thought Shayna Baszler was getting pushed. Nah, she was breaking people's arms for 3 weeks. And nope. Forgot about Shayna. Nope. We're done.
Nope, she loses to Doudrop in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, done with that.
And
that's done.
No worthless Queen's Crown tournament. And then there's and then Tanya comments over here, which I completely appreciate and agree with. Then you have the women's tag champions who have no competition. Well, the women's tag team championship, that's a completely different situation. And honestly, I've said it for months. I've said it since the entire tag team championships for the women became an actual fucking thing. They should burn those championships to the ground. And if you want to have a new championship in the women's division, give a mid-card title. That way you actually have something else for them to fight for instead of tag team championships that literally have no tag teams in that division. And honestly, the tag team champions right now are not even a legitimate tag team. They're not. You got a comic book geek in Nikki Trash and Rhea Ripley, who has been nothing since coming up to the main roster.
I'm surprised that fucking Becky Lynch name dropped Rhea Ripley. I'm like, why the fuck you naming her? She's out there in the tag division that's not even fucking a division anymore. like if you're naming Rhea Ripley, you best be damn splitting that division up and dropping those tag belts in the fucking trash.
All these women, and they just reuse and rehash the same old shit, just like Trill Mill said. And like I said earlier, if you're not the top 5 women in this company, us being the 4 horsewomen and Bianca Belair, you don't get shit. You may have some stuff here and there every once in a great while that they'll probably get you up there, and then they'll just tug you right back down again. They don't give a shit about women's professional wrestling, and that is just the goddamn truth.
Listen, Liv Morgan should have been champion a while ago. Before the draft, she should have been SmackDown Women's Champion. But they don't care, and they consistently put her in these terrible positions. And this is why people like John Laurinaitis and all them nasty old men in backstage need to stop making decisions off of how pretty they think the women are and start making decisions on how good they are in the ring and their actual talent. You feel me? Because they obviously don't care. They obviously are just going off of who looks the best. When we talked about the Diva Search a few weeks ago, we were talking about how bad that used to be. It's like they're still running off of that same system. They don't care about anyone else. They really signed Eva Marie back.
We are back in the Divas division. We are. This is the Divas division. I don't even call it women's wrestling anymore in WWE. This is the Divas division. They treat it like it. So I'm going to keep calling it that.
It's crazy, man. And watching Impact on Back for Glory, that really showed me that not every freaking company does that. Like they're even doing better with their women's wrestlers, and it's ridiculous.
You saw Jordan Grace become the first ever digital media champion over there on Impact, and listen, that Knockouts division for TNA, well, not TNA anymore, Impact, that division looks great. You got Melina coming back. You got Mickie James, who's on top of the freaking world. Deonna Purrazzo, who had probably one of the best years in all women's professional wrestling. Those 3 women right there, you can build a freaking division around. You got women that you can build divisions around here, but they don't decide to do that here. They don't even decide to actually have a credible women's division over on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown because 6 women on that roster is not a division. When you have 2 people in the same storyline and then 4 others that are just sitting in the back, stuffing their faces and catering, that is not a division. Who would you call a mid-title for a women's division? You can literally do anything for a mid-card championship. All you have to do is just get rid of those goddamn tag team titles. You can literally do anything. I wouldn't know what to call it, but you can literally do anything. They need to figure shit out. And if they don't, a lot of these women in this company are gonna leave for something else. I want to move on here because I can just talk all day about it.
I gotta hit the head. I will catch y'all.
All right, my man. Have a good night.
Night, y'all. OTB. I'll catch y'all chat. Have a good night, y'all.
Peace out.
Good night, man.
To make things even worse, well, we had Keith Bear Claw Lee.
Yeah.
Keith Bearcat, Bear Claw, Bear Trap Snap, Bear Snap. Lobster Claw Lee. Kicked the crap out of Cedric Alexander tonight. Telling you right now, Loft, the Hurt Business is not the Hurt Business. They're not the Hurt Business. They're not. They're not. They're not. They may be wearing Hurt Business attire, but they're not the Hurt Business. First of all, I don't know about you, but Keith Lee seemed off tonight. Again, I don't know what it is about this guy. I just feel like he's just been completely off. And
I mean, look, I remember when I read the origin of the whole Bearcat thing, and I don't have a problem with that anymore.
No, I don't.
It just, I realized tonight that WWE is about to make this more comical and like kid-like than it should be. Because as soon as I heard the bear, the generic, as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah.
They changed his music too.
Yeah.
Like,
they're about to make this much less historic, like it should be. I understand the homage to the first Black World Heavyweight Champion, but now you're making it like it's the freaking comedies thing with him roaring every few seconds, and
I thought this was supposed to be a heel character.
I don't know what qualifies as a heel anymore in this company, so I don't know what's going on.
But then again, we live in a world where we freaking love heels and hate baby faces. So the point, like, listen, I don't have a problem with the whole Bearcat stuff now that I actually know what it's about. But I feel like when it comes to this, Loft, and I want your opinion on this, Keith Lee, if you've seen him before, he did not wrestle back then like he wrestles now. Keith Lee wrestles like a generic WWE big man. I'll say it in that sense. Keith Lee back then, he was doing, I don't even know what. Like the man was super athletic to the point where he was doing stuff off the top rope. He was doing some not springboard shit, but he was doing some like handspring shit everywhere, and he was just flying all around like he's a freaking cruiserweight as a big man. But now he is wrestling like something that he's completely not, and you can see that it's forced. You can see that he's forcing to be something that he's not. It's manufactured, and they literally have nothing to do. Like, they literally have nowhere to figure out what to do with him, so they're just saying, hey, go out there, be a big man, and that's it. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I feel like he's just been wrestling as something that he just completely is not.
He doesn't look like he did. Like I told my live, he's not even using the spirit bomb anymore. Like,
right,
moves like that, that's what separated him, because even at his size, he can move around so quickly. I mean, I think it's because of what he went through during the time he was away. I think that's what I think that's what's taking a toll on his body. So
yes.
I don't really. My issue is not really with him at this point. It's really just everything else surrounding him, because they're trying to make him a quote unquote dominant heel, but you have everything that's supposed to make him less dominant. I don't know anybody that's supposed to be scared of a guy who has a bear sound effect in their theme song. I just don't know why I'm supposed to be afraid of that. You know, it's like if Roman, when he was doing the big dog thing, if you just heard a bunch of dogs barking, like, I'm not scared of some dogs sound effect. You have a bear screaming at me, a generic sound that has been used in television for years. I'm in the kitchen, I hear, I said, what the hell is that? I see bear cat walking down the ramp. I'm like, okay. They're not even treating this with the respect that it deserves. They're just trying to make it like a comedy thing, and it's bad.
Now, for the people that don't know, if you guys don't know about that whole Keith Lee situation, about what he was going through during the entire pandemic, during that entire pandemic part where he was just away for a little while, go check it out. It's actually on Keith Lee's YouTube channel. He had a whole video speaking of that situation. But also, Lop, I don't know if you realize this, but during the time where Keith Lee was just starting out on the main roster, Vince didn't want him to be like he was in NXT, during the whole like flippy shit and just being, what he actually used to be. They made him go to the Performance Center and actually learn how to wrestle like a big man. I don't know if you heard that, but that's what they did. That's what they did to get him to this point.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's really weird with him, because he really could have been something. He still can be something. It's not the end of the world, but it's just looking like it, because they don't know what they're doing. Like,
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. The whole Limitless thing, I think the gimmick was cool. I never really liked his music, but that could be changed easily. But everything else about it, he could have really been somebody that like moves this company to the next 15 years, because he's a freaking generational talent, honestly. But
yeah,
as far as he goes, I think he's going to need a moment to get back into the flow of things. I'm not completely done with him as far as he goes, but when it comes down to the music and everything else, it just seems like they're not even putting respect into the thing that was really quote unquote intended.
yeah,
Because they were quick to show that report. Oh, we didn't just bring this out. This is really historical. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. I disrespected that. Show me how historic this is. Okay, let's put a bear in it and make him roar. Let's put bear claws on his hips. Let's make him scream every 5 seconds, like Chomel just said. Like things like this. You don't have to make everything such a joke. Brock Lesnar isn't a joke.
no,
Roman Reigns isn't a joke. You don't look for jokes. You hear that music come out, something bad's about to happen to you. When Keith Lee come out, you're like, "Oh, what is he gonna do? Roar?" It's weird. It's weird. Like,
yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I'm not completely done with Keith Lee yet, but for one, I'm not calling him Bear Claw, Lobster Claw, Keith Lee. I'm not. I'm not calling him that. I'm calling him Keith Lee. He was absolutely eliminated up until the point of no return. He was limited. He was not limitless. He was limited on Monday Night Raw. Then they made him leave for a little bit, and then actually during that time when they actually told him to leave, he actually had his situation happen to him, and that made him leave for even a longer period of time. And then he came back. He wanted this whole gimmick thing. I don't even know if it was really his, but they say it's his, and they say that it's for this historic reason. And honestly, like, I mean, once I did my research, it is for this exact reason, like they said, but they do not treat it like with the respect that they deserve, just like Loft said. So up until this point, I'll continue to watch him because I like Keith Lee as much as you guys are having me hearing me saying like this whole bear claw, bear cat, lobster claw Keith Lee kind of thing. I like the man. I do. I like him, but until they actually start giving him the respect that he deserves, why am I going to be the one to give respect to what WWE is doing right now with them? But moving on, we had another squash match. We literally had like 3 squash matches in a row off today. Starting off with the Carmella, then we had the Bear Claw, and then we had Dominic Mysterio versus Austin Theory. This to me was kind of a fresh new kind of matchup, but at the end of the day, Austin Theory got the win over Dominic. Kind of saw that coming, but I mean, this to me, you could have gave him like a good 12 minutes. You gave him like 4.
Phil.
Even less, probably.
Hold on, I'll be right. Oh, I gotta reset this. Hold on.
Okay, he'll be back. But yeah, this he hit Theory hits the ATL and covers for the 1, 2, 3. There was really nothing to this match. I like Austin Theory. I do. I really do, honestly. I think he's great. He's only 24 years old, and the kid can actually wrestle. He can wrestle, and he can wrestle his ass off. Like this guy can actually go. And so can Dominic. Dominic's a great talent, but you're not giving these kids the rightful place that they deserve. You're not giving these guys a chance to shine. You're not giving them a chance to actually wrestle in front of a crowd that they can actually get behind. You're right, Tromo. They need him to win a match solo. Like, Dominic has not won a match in I don't even know how long. But Austin Theory, you know he's the new blood here on Monday Night Raw. They were gonna have him win, but it's a shame. It really is, because I know both of these kids can go. Just put him on NXT. Him meaning Dominic. I completely agree. If that's what you're saying, Dominic. He never really had a chance to be in NXT. Here's Loft again. What's up, my man? The Dominic and Austin Theory, they never gave him a chance to shine on the show. They gave him like 4 minutes, and that's it.
I don't know why they threw him in here, knowing that they're trying to push Austin Theory. I don't know why in the world you do that.
Right. Chomo said that they should have had Dominic back in NXT.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that, because, hey, you just literally throw him to the wolves. You threw him. Well, you threw him in a random crowd. I believe it was on a Monday Night Raw at the time. Mm-hmm. Brock Lesnar just threw his ass over the barricade, and that's pretty much his introduction to WWE again. And then that's how that whole thing got started. So he just got straight shotted right to the main roster. Dominic should have had his time in NXT. They should have brought him back up when he was ready, and then you can pair him up with his father. Honestly, you could have had Legado del Fantasma, right?
Mhm.
They were at a point in time in NXT where they were supposed to be, where they were pretty much trying to get back the true meaning of the luchador style.
Mhm.
Imagine Legado del Fantasma with Santos Escobar and everything like that versus the Mysterios on NXT.
That could work.
I think that would have been freaking fantastic. But no, they just shot Dominic right to the main roster. They had him go up against a match of Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and what have you. I think a match with the Legado del Fantasma guys would have been great, but no, that didn't happen. And now we just have Dominic losing every single week to Austin Theory. The kid has not won in months. Dominic, what is he doing? What are they doing? That's not his fault.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to tell people this whole time about this whole turn him heel. Yes, down the road, yeah, make him turn on his dad. Cool. But you're throwing this man to the wolves at the end of the day. He needs to be with his dad as long as he can be until he's ready. He's not trash or anything. He just needs a little more time. You can't just skyrocket people to the top just because that he's Rey Mysterio's son. You can't just do that because then you're gonna get him put in positions to where he's gonna get embarrassed. Then Ray's gonna get mad. Why are you doing this to my son? Dom's gonna get mad because now he can't live up to what his freaking legendary father can do. It's all bad. I'm saying I don't think that everything has to be just quick, like you have something good. You don't have to heel turn now, switch character now. You have something good here. Let it run. It's not broke. Don't fix we're not broke. Like you don't have to do stuff like this.
I felt like I said that like almost the entire night tonight. Don't fix anything that's not broken.
Yeah, like you're throwing stuff out there, and it's like, yeah, it'll work in time. Think about Rey Mysterio and Batista and how their feud took a long time to start. It was already a weird power dynamic as big as Batista's the big dude and Ray's the small guy, and Ray would take the pinfall sometimes. Batista would get mad and then would get over it. But it built up, and then on I'll say at that time secondary pay-per-view like bragging rights. I think that's when Batista heel turned on him. I'm pretty sure it was.
Pretty much. I think so. Yeah.
No one's expecting that. You would expect a big blow off to happen at a SummerSlam or something. No, it happened at bragging rights because it was the perfect time to do it. You can do all the heel. I'm not against the heel runs and the stable breakups and all this stuff, but you have to build this stuff the right way. Because if you do it just when you have the chance, you are risking both superstars or one, which I think is worse. You risk them losing their character, losing their confidence. The crowd won't care about them. I'm happy the crowd is giving Dominic a reaction now because everything we've seen from him is him getting thrown around by Brock and Roman and then come to matches and losing, and only once he wins is with his dad, and once he loses by like the littlest mistake. Like it's
ridiculous. And not to mention they had that little bit of a tease going on with Sami Zayn and Dominic, and that never even came to fruition because they both got drafted to the different brands. So like that was just whatever.
They shouldn't have ever put him in the ring with Sami because that puts him and Sami in a bad place because Sami can't lose because people in backstage are like, oh, why is Sami as great as he is? Why is he losing to a rookie? Even though I hate that word, but still, I feel that's what people would qualify Dominic as.
They're still calling Bianca a rookie, and she's been here for over a year now.
Yeah, and then you have Dominic in a position where he can't lose because they're trying to build up a star. You know what I'm saying? You have so many people on this roster, but they insist on putting rematches out and they insist on putting these matches like freaking Austin Theory. I don't know why Austin Theory and Dominic have to be in a match. And he takes a picture with him. Like the thing doesn't even work right. Of course, I understand it worked with Jeff because you can do I looked up to you. Take a picture with him. Oh, good, funny, yeah. You can do it with Ray. You can't do it with Dominic because he didn't look up to him. They're the same age.
They are the same age. You're both 24 years old. They had the chance to go tonight and they didn't do crap. I understand what they were like. They tried to do like the whole thing was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the same locker room as Rey Mysterio, who is a person that I looked up to. They pretty much did the exact kind of same story with what Jeff Hardy was to Austin Theory. They did that with Ray, and then Dominic just decided to grow some balls and said, "Hey, this is our locker room. What the fuck are you doing here? I'll just take your ass out tonight." And obviously, that didn't happen. So, it's like you say you're going to do one thing in these storylines, and then you literally completely do them in a different way, and then you guys just look at the complete idiots. But then you're trying to make us the idiots by saying, "Oh yeah, well." This should have happened instead.
It's just terribly done, you know. Like this show tonight wasn't bad, but it's just like little detail stuff that unfortunately I notice at this age. It annoys me because it shouldn't be done like this. You have so much more opportunity to go an opposite way about this, and they refuse to for some reason.
We got RKBro taking on Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, the Dirty Dawgs. This was honestly a pretty okay tag team match, but at the end of the day, Orton slides into hit an RKO on Bobby Roode. Riddle is able to get a crucifix pin on Ziggler for the 1-2-3. So it was pretty much a roll up. He hit an RKO, but then a roll up happened. Excuse me. And that was it. So,
yeah, I mean,
you knew they were going to win, RKBro, because why would Ziggler and Roode win the tag team titles?
I was surprised. I thought they were going to for a second, like halfway the match. I was like, what if they just beat them? But that really wouldn't make sense as far as Riddle and Orton their storyline is going.
Well, I mean, that could have gotten them a perfect chance for Randy to turn on Riddle or something like that, but.
I mean,
still would make no sense considering how bad Ziggler and Roode have been over the past few months.
Yeah, like what I think that's like Orton and Riddle. That can be really, really well done, as far as just like Riddle can really make a story about how he doesn't think Randy ever respected him, and now you can really transition Riddle into more of a serious character.
Do you think that it should be Riddle turning on Randy or Randy turning on Riddle? Because I think it should be Riddle turning on Randy.
I don't think Riddle will turn on Randy because his character is too lovey-dovey on him, you know. And it's just like remember when Randy just RKO'd Riddle because he wanted to test him, stuff like that, like Jamel just said, like stuff like that is just like you could have. Riddle and Orton needs to be set up for a WrestleMania blow-off match, one match, and just get it over with.
Because I think Riddle right now is all. I mean. I don't think right now he's ready, but down the road, like in the next few months or so, when this tag team is completely blown off, get Riddle into that WWE Championship picture.
Yeah.
He's there. He's ready. But he's just tied to the hip with Randy right now.
He's one of the best talents they have, but they're trying to make him a freaking he's always funny. Like
it doesn't help that they make high jokes either about him being high all the time. So
yeah, like that's the thing that you have so many amazing superstars on this roster, but they put them in comedic or go nowhere characters. T-Bone, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, 3 freaking amazing wrestlers that either are in a bad booking position or just have really bad characters, and it's only going to detriment to everybody who's like, I don't know what to say, helping to produce it, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone who's like putting their 2 cents into this and making this worse, that's all it's going to do. It's not going to have anything good come out of it because the only thing you're doing is digging yourself in another hole. You know, so I don't know.
It's all about the freaking execution. It's all that freaking That's all that we want. If you execute shit right, we wouldn't be complaining.
I don't even see the reason to complain anymore because they do it every day.
Yeah.
They do it every week. And like that's what I was trying to tell people about tomorrow with freaking champion Braun Breaker. I'm like, bro, this man Braun Breaker came in to the company with the NXT colors on his singlet, and you think he's not gonna be NXT champion in the next few months. Like he came in literally with the paint splattered exactly like the NXT logo. You see what this company does. So you can't act like it's not directly in front of you.
Yeah, they're foreshadowing that shit every single where you look.
That's beyond foreshadowing. That's just like that's nuts. That's like going to the park and seeing someone at basketball and like, oh, I think they're gonna play basketball.
It's blatant. It's blatant. It's right there in front of your fucking face.
Like it's like Phil. Imagine you're walking down the street and you see someone running full speed at you. Your first thought is, oh my god, he's about to hit me. You're not thinking, oh, he's going to catch the bus. No, he's looking right at you. He's about to truck your ass like Derrick Henry. You're not gonna think, oh, he got to get home for dinner's ready. No, you trying to get out the way.
You're trying to fucking book it.
It's stuff like that. Definitely puts these bad gimmicks at you, and they push them full speed. They don't care. They just wait for it to hit you. You see it coming. Prepare yourself. Don't act like it's not coming because when it hits you, yeah. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't prepare. That's what happens. Like, come on. It's ridiculous.
Last Monday, right? I only watched the beginning segment and the main event because I know that usually the beginning of the show and the main event are correlated 99.98% of the time.
Yeah.
This right here, a direct correlation of what I just said. The first segment and the main event are the exact same freaking thing. If I did not watch the entire rest of this show, like the middle portion of the show, and only watch the beginning and the ending, I probably would not have missed much because that's pretty much what we had here tonight. The main event of the show, Fatal 4-Way Ladder Match. Great match. But when you have Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens, what else do you freaking expect? you think this is going to be a shitty ladder match? No. Just like I was saying during my live tweets for Crown Jewel, you have Drew McIntyre and Big E. You think that match? You thought that match was going to be shit? No, because you know the work rate of Drew McIntyre and Big E, and you knew that they were going to put on a banger of a match, and it did turn out to be a banger of a match. Was it too predictable? Of course it was, but that's because both of them were drafted on different shows.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it was a banger match because you knew the work rate of those two guys.
Yeah.
The work rate of Seth Rollins has been absolutely phenomenal as of late, and honestly, besides his whole authority gimmick and everything about him being the architect and all that, this is the best work of his entire career right now. Definitely as a heel.
Definitely.
Rey Mysterio. You're gonna love the guy. Finn Balor, they treated him like shit on the main roster the first time. They had him win the Universal Championship. It was only for a day because he got injured.
Yeah.
They bring him back to NXT because they knew that they fucked him up. So they're like, hey, you can go back down to NXT. He did his shit over there. He was the only guy that was actually main roster ready at that time, at that era of NXT. So they gave him a call back up. And now he's here. And now he's going to be pushed as pretty much the biggest babyface on this brand right now. And then you got Kevin Owens, who hasn't shown up. I don't even know the last time I even really seen Kevin Owens, to be completely honest. But he's here now, and and he got this chance.
On SmackDown, when him and Baron Corbin were doing whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I think.
But I loved that these four got the opportunity to go after Big E, but to be completely honest, with Seth Rollins losing the Edge, with Rey Mysterio just being tied to the hip of his son, with Finn Balor losing to Reigns in the way that he did and pretty much losing the King of the Ring, and then Kevin Owens just being an absolutely completely nothing at this point besides the whole Baron Corbin stuff. None of these guys really deserved a shot to be here. I don't know who the heck you actually were going to have here in this Fatal 4-Way ladder match, but none of these guys deserved a shot.
I didn't see a reason for Seth to really win because he just lost the match against Seth.
Right.
I mean Edge. So it's like, why are you freaking doing that so fast? Ray, I don't know. Ray's passable, I guess. Finn, I don't know.
Should have won King of the Ring, in my opinion, but I'm going to be in the majority of that.
I mean,
the minority of that.
I mean, it's. I'm not mad at Finn being in the championship picture. I'm not mad at any of them being in the championship picture.
No, me neither. I like these guys.
Yeah,
but
you have certain ways I think they should go about things that they don't, and it's just like it leaves more to be. It's like more. There's more on the table for you to do with this, but you put the four of them in the ring, they're gonna have a great match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, if it was me, I really would have gone for a Kevin Owens win, just because I think that he is really on the brink of. Damn, my whiskey cracking. I think he's on the break of leaving. So I'm like, all right, if you leave or not, I'm gonna make sure you have the most fun here while you are here. And I think that he has the best case because raising a feud with his son, Finn just lost, Seth just lost. The only one that really hasn't just lost is Kevin Owens, even though he was in that go nowhere feud with Baron Corbin. But I don't really count that as a loss because it's just a stupid SmackDown feud, you know.
Yeah.
If he really lost that feud, if you want to call it that. But it's I think Kevin Owens had the best case to win this. He could have easily just pushed Seth down the road. But of course, they knew they had something great with E and Seth, so they shove it down our throats the minute the thought hits their head.
As soon as Seth Rollins came out at the beginning of the show, I knew that they were going to do this feud because as of late, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, they were doing Seth Rollins versus Big E for the WWE title at house shows.
Yeah, I was excited.
Yeah, they were doing it at house shows, so you knew that it was going to be brought to TV at some point. We just had to figure out when. Obviously did that as soon as this whole season premiere happened on Monday Night Raw, even though it was technically season premiere part 2, because we technically already had a season premiere before. So, great match. But we have Seth Rollins picking up the win here. Let's see. We have Owens grabbing Mysterio right off the ladder, and Mysterio sends Owens over the top rope. Owens catches a diving Mysterio and power bombs him through the table. Great spot. Owens climbs the ladder and grabs the contract, but Rollins prevents Owens from pulling it down. Rollins hits a back body drop to send Owens through the ladder onto the outside. It looked absolutely brutal, and I hope Kevin Owens is okay from that because that looked like it fucking sucked.
Mm-hmm.
So he got sent down to the ladder below. Balor climbs the ladder, but Rollins pulls him down and hits a stomp. Great spot right there as well. Rollins climbs up the ladder with everyone down and pulls down the contract for the win. They actually had a contract hanging above the ring instead of, I mean, you couldn't have like a briefcase or anything like that. You had like a contract. But to me, when they actually showed like the whole visual of the contract just hanging above there, I think that was great. They have. I have never not once said anything bad about the production of their shows. I think the production of Crown Jewel was phenomenal. I loved the stage over in Saudi. I loved the way that they presented this entire ladder match with the contract hanging above the ring and everything. You had they had something to fight for. And usually when it comes to these ladder matches, like just a random ladder match on Monday Night Raw, I usually say when you have like these matches that are synonymous with like other different pay-per-views or just something to where like a feud is supposed to culminate with this type of matchup, I would usually hate that this just happens on a random episode of Monday Night Raw, but this actually felt like it was actually needed. You have these 4 guys that are just trying to stake their claim from being on the SmackDown brand, now on the Raw side, and they want a chance at the gold. Now, did any of them really deserve to be here? No, but hey, I mean, you might as well get these guys at least their feet wet in the championship picture, because at some point all these guys will be involved. So I think it was a great way to do it. I think they had an actual purpose to doing it this way. So I'm not going to complain about that. So what's your thoughts on all of that?
I mean, they know how to put on the show. They've always known how to put on the show as far as the visual goes. That's never been my issue with them. Growing up, it's just it really comes down to everything else.
It's booking.
I've never been really impressed with just everything else, because it's just like you can do all the grand, extravagant stuff, fireworks and celebrity appearances and this and that and all that, but if the actual wrestling isn't there, it just looks like a big production. It looks like a big show. You know? And they always know how to make it seem larger than life. You know, WrestleMania seems like everyone, if you don't watch wrestling every week, everyone comes around for WrestleMania. You hear commercials, they're on the radio, they're on every channel. WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl, you know, like it's just casual fans alike with diehard fans that watch every show, and the people in the middle. Everyone comes around for big productions like that. So it's like you never have anybody disputing that. That's why I think there will be no other company that can replicate what WrestleMania does on a production level. On a wrestling level, they can bypass them. Easily. But as far as like advertisement and stuff like that, you can't do. They put so much effort into that stuff. And like I remember when they were putting like when I was younger, they were doing like the guest appearances. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why in the world did Kim Kardashian have to be on Monday Night Raw? You know, like
I remember the Hugh Jackman one.
Yeah, I'm like, why am I looking at Wolverine on my chest? What does he have to do with this?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like, knocked out Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. You have stuff like this, like, and back then I was young. I was like 9. I was like, oh, duh. I don't think I even knew who those people were.
Right.
But like, getting older and then seeing them continue to do the same stuff, just like Jake Paul and Logan Paul and Trae Young, and then like they almost had Cardi B there if she didn't get pregnant or whatever the hell she was doing. But it's like, what? It just seems like a money grab. You know, I know for a fact that freaking who else did they have in those guest appearances? Like they had Kim Kardashian, Snoop Dogg. I think Snoop Dogg liked wrestling, so I'll give him a pass. Snoop Dogg's awesome.
Yeah.
But
they had a ton of people, man. Like
for a year, like guest host. They just getting random people. Hey, look at this actor who doesn't know a lick about wrestling. And let's just like why? Like freaking Jon Stewart interrupting John Cena's match.
Right. Yep.
And then he comes out, oh, I didn't want him to make Ric Flair's record. What? You are the host of the Late Show. Why are you here, sir? Why? What is that? You know, why are you doing stuff like this? And it's just irritating, you know. But that's what it is at this point. They're never gonna stop. It's just gonna get a little bit worse. You just gotta hope that whenever stuff changes, you have wrestling. Yeah, when freaking Federline beat Cena, pinned him, and then he left. So Cena couldn't even get his win back. He just left. He just gets to walk around like I just beat John Cena and I make bad music. Like that's nuts.
And then Stephen Amell with the whole Cody Rhodes thing when he was Stardust and it was Neville.
Oh yeah, when he was freaking what was that Arrow?
Green Arrow, yeah. Yeah. They tried to do the whole Arrow stuff.
Yeah.
The Green Arrow. Yeah.
WrestleMania 25 or 24.
Yeah.
I freaking love that clip that she was like, it's WrestleMania. Whoa. She looked like she was out of place. I'm like, you do not need to be here. You need to be
Raven Simone, yeah.
Yeah, have a vision somewhere. You do not need to be in this damn ring screaming at me. Like it's just stuff like that. It's like, and they've been doing this for years. It's just
Gronk getting involved at WrestleMania. Yep. Well, that was always planned though. Like that one was always planned.
And I don't get me started on having the UFC fighters and the boxers getting away. I hate Cain Velasquez. I hate bringing him into this, and he had like one-off match, whatever the hell that was with Brock, I think.
Well, yeah, when he was pretty much with the whole he was with the Mysterios and then the whole Brock thing. So
that was just weird.
But yeah, like it's never been the production that's been a problem with us. It's really just been the booking and how everything is settled over there with that. But I don't know, like Monday Night Raw has the roster that they can build around. It just sucks that they literally took everything from Friday Night SmackDown because that roster just does not even compare to what the Monday Night Raw roster is right now. And
well, you know,
they have it. They have it. They just need to freaking execute.
You know, Vince loves Raw more than anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So every opportunity he gets to make sure that Raw is number one, he's going to take that. And I know he knows that SmackDown was the better show before the draft. I know he knows that.
Yeah.
Because the thing that he's been trying to push us, he was trying to push Roman down our throat. He finally found something good with him, put him on SmackDown, and he didn't know it was going to be that good. He didn't know it was going to be as good as it was. Now it's amazing. Now, I think SmackDown is going to be okay. I do think, even though it's the same people writing the show, I do think SmackDown's in a better place because Raw can have every good wrestler on the roster, but if you don't put them on TV, what are they good for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? And if you have the people that are over, why are they losing? Or why are they losing in 2-minute matches by roll-up or by disqualification or by something stupid? You know, you're not even making them look like they're supposed to be there.
Right.
It's just weird, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's it, guys. That was your entire episode of Monday Night Raw. But guys, if you guys liked what you saw here tonight, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as hard as you possibly can. Turn on the bell to all notifications. That way you never miss an upload. If you guys need to follow us on social media, all the TikTok links are down in the description. You can follow all of us down there. Go to the link in the description as well. Loft and Bash's MFN Right remix is down there. Go take a listen. I'm gonna keep plugging that because it's just that much of a banger. Miss anything on the channel? That's okay because you can go right to the homepage and you can click any of the videos that you may have missed right here on the channel. We're gonna have our NXT review tomorrow. There's actually Halloween Havoc, so it's gonna be a big night for NXT 2.0 tomorrow. You got we're gonna have our AEW Dynamite review on Wednesday. We're back on Wednesday nights now for AEW, so the ratings should go up for that show, but we'll see where that goes. Thursday, a lot of people have been asking us, Loft, to do a review for Crown Jewel. A lot of us have. Well, a lot of people have asked me and a lot of others here to do a review of Crown Jewel. I don't know if everybody would be down to do it on that Thursday, but considering it would have been a week at that point, we'd probably have to watch it again to regain our composure about what happened on that show, and then come on. But a lot of people want us to do a review of it, but
just let me know.
Huh?
I wanted to talk about it. It's fresh in my head. I still think it's one of the best shows we gotten so far.
Yeah.
Right.
So honestly, I mean, if everybody's down to do it on Thursday, I know Thursdays are usually our off day, but if we can, would you guys be down? We can probably talk about it in the chat.
I'm here.
Okay. We'll get it down to the chat, guys, and we'll definitely try to bring you guys a review of Crown Jewel, because Crown Jewel was honestly one of the best shows of the entire year so far.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna have to do that. And then Friday we have Friday Night SmackDown and obviously Rampage, and then the weekend's the weekend. So we're gonna do whatever. But that's it, guys. Make sure to subscribe to Outside the Brain if you haven't already. Loft, do you have anything else to say before we get the hell out of here?
I mean, not really. Tonight was an okay show, man. All I ask from y'all is to drink some water. You know what I'm saying? Be positive. Be loving to one another. Tell your loved ones that they're your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really want to say. Stay safe out here too. It's crazy out here, you know. But yeah.
Mo says, "Do your homework. You gotta do your homework, man."
Yeah, do that too. I'm actively trying to do that right now. So.
All right, man. Well, guys, stay safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. We got our bet tomorrow for NXT 2.0. So.
Wait, what do we have to do for that? I forgot. What do we have to do?
Pretty much, we have our three people that think that Braun Breaker is gonna win the NXT Championship.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, you, and I believe it was Nate that said that he was winning, and then Saul, Megan, and I believe it was MJ. That said that that Tommaso was just going to retain. If Braun wins, Megan, Saul, and MJ have to post a video saying that we were right and that they were wrong about us predicting that Braun is actually going to win the championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the championship is retained, we pretty much just have to do the exact same thing, but vice versa. So we're going to have to say that Saul, Megan, and MJ were right about how they were right in their predictions. So it's only on that match. It's nothing about anything else. It's just for that NXT Championship match. We have that all set and ready to go. We pretty much virtually shook hands on it. It's ready to go. So, I mean, we can't back out now. And plus, I would never want to back out on these guys anyway. But,
I know it's about to happen.
Yeah. But guys, that's it. If you got obviously you're gonna see who wins the bet just based on the actual outcome of the match itself. So when we get on the show, they're probably gonna make us say it, or we're probably gonna make them say it. Who knows? It's gonna be crazy. It's just like it always is here. But
yeah.
That's it, guys. Stay safe. Do your homework. Put your left sock on.
Please.
Have a good rest of the night. Stay tuned for NXT tomorrow and the rest of the podcast episodes here on OTB. Talk to you guys soon. Mo has a tomato in the chat, so whatever that's about. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out. Have a good